NHL Nightly with your host, the sports, a.k.a. Peter Lebowski, a.k.a. Jeremiah Maxwell. And with him, as always, maybe Pearlo, Wisdom, and Rico in Barrie.
Gonna have to do an updated intro for Mondays with Mike, the Degenerate Gambler from Boston, and our good friend Occupancy, always with us from the left coast. I am Beard. With me, as always, maybe is Rico and Pearlo. Playoff edition. Holy shit. We're in full swing. Crazy weekend. I watched every swinging playoff game. Thought Vancouver played maybe the best 4 minutes of hockey in their season. Come back and win that game last night. Anyway, just real quick, we'll go through the scores and then got some breaking news to start the playoffs. If you're not caught up on the series, I've got the series matchups and all the scores in there. I'm just going to be updating the series and the scores as the games are live when we're live for you. Thank you for being here, Daniel Barrie Sports Highlights. Appreciate everybody. All right, Islanders, Hurricanes, 3-2, 3 minutes left to go in the third there. The Leafs get a huge one to even up the series 3-2. My main man, Rico's got to be stoked. Isles need to hang on to this one, man. They deserve to win the first game. I thought Freddie Anderson bailed them out in game one. I definitely thought the Islanders were the better team. Vegas up 2-0. Mark Stone scores the first goal. Jonathan Marchessault the second. It's 2-0 Vegas. There was a disallowed goal, and we're about to see puck drop. Edmonton, LA. Edmonton has lost 7 of their last 8 game ones with Connor McDavid. So I would bet the Kings plus 145 right now. The Kings win this game. Kings book it. And then probably Edmonton wins the next 4. That's probably how it'll go. Yeah, so the real breaking news I'll break before I give you guys a chance to chat. Lindy Ruff back in Buffalo. The Sabres hire him back. I don't hate it. I was hearing from exit interviews and the stuff I was reading, Dylan Cousins were like, yeah, we need a tough coach. Pietrangelo, I don't know if he's playing. It looks like I see him on the ice right now. He is right off appendix removal. Also, let's see what happens with Evander Kane. He has a sports hernia. Obviously, we said Mark Stone is playing. And then, wow, the difference in this game, guys, in this Carolina-New York game, which is the closest to ending, Noah Dobson's wide open save on Seth Jarvis getting a little Chicklets bump because he's on Chicklets episode today. Wide open net. And, oh, God. Noah Dobson, the only thing standing between Seth Jarvis and playoff goal glory. Noah Dobson puts his feet together, denied. Did you guys see that save?
No, I did not see it.
So Noah Dobson's a defenseman, so he shouldn't have to make saves for the goalie. But Occupancy, did you see this?
I was in transit coming home from work.
Google this shit.
Yeah.
Google this shit. I will try to find it once I give you guys a chance because I'm going to tell you, unbelievable. All right, let's talk about the playoffs, man. Just let's go around a round circle. Start with Rico, Pearlo, Occupancy, end with Mike. Where you're at, what you're thinking, what you're betting, who you like, what's been a surprise. I think Vancouver surprised a lot of people. You know who didn't surprise? Someone who watched them all year. Look at Quinn Hughes' defensive numbers. He's in the top 3 and everything. The guy is ridiculous. And I thought he played an unbelievably good game. I thought JT Miller looked money. Rico, go ahead, man. Let's talk. What do you want to talk about?
Yeah, no, I mean, just capping off what you said about Quinn Hughes, he carries the puck out of any defenseman more often than anybody in the league. So I think that stat is ridiculous. I don't have it on me, but that Tampa Florida game was unreal too. Like the officiating was good. That game was back and forth. They kind of let him play, which was a fun game to watch. Then that Colorado Winnipeg game was bananas. That's the game that stood out the most out of anything. That was just absolute bonkers, man. Georgiev couldn't save anything, and then Hellebuck letting in 6, and you still win. That was just unbelievable. I don't know if that's the tone it's going to be for the rest of the series. You might see 2-1, 3-2 games from here on in, or it just might keep on being bananas. But that's the game that stood out as just being unbelievable.
Yeah, that just a quick comment. That Colorado Winnipeg game. I mean, both
Carolina
teams.
tied it up.
Oh, did they?
Carolina tied it up.
No way. Way to spoil it.
No
Paul.
way.
Yeah. Sorry, I
Yeah,
got
empty net.
Oh.
Empty net with 2:15 left. Quite a bit of time left there. Quite a bit of time left there. So
Are they gonna look at it, or is it clean?
we'll see. Yeah, I mean they
It's-
look at everything now. I think this is going to be a good goal. I didn't see anything that looked bad. Well, this is
No
gonna
way.
be
The
heartbreaking.
Islanders, man, they were up 3-1 in this game.
Most
did that
third
go?
period blown leads, I think, out of any team in the NHL.
Oh, that's a
Okay.
good goal, yeah. Oh,
I live bet them
post.
down 3-1.
Yeah, I live at the draw.
Yeah, I got the.
Well, you're going to get the draw more than
Oh, there
likely.
you got it.
Yeah.
Well, this is going to be our first overtime game of the playoffs, too. A little bit of a surprising. Hey, why don't you go, Mike? Tell us what you're seeing, what you're liking, what you're thinking.
Well, I'm going to say fade me, thinking that, I took Colorado, took Nashville. So I'd say fade me. I don't know how you don't pull Georgiev after giving up 3 in the first. I would have expected.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you how if you want to know the legit hockey
know.
reason how. Their backup was 6, so they had another guy up.
Oh, Jesus, I didn't realize that.
So even their backup wasn't in. So they just didn't want to put this guy in. It could have gotten worse. I think they were trying to win the game. So they just figured Georgiev gives them the best chance to get back. And shit, if they had 5 more minutes, they might have tied that game.
God, did you just see this?
Yeah, wait a second. They just took the lead.
Did you see that, Pearlo?
Yeah, Martinook just scored. Yep, Martinook
Oh, my
scored.
God.
Fade me. Just
He
fade me.
beats Thompson around the corner. Holy shit. Well, yeah, but I think everybody expected Carolina to win this series. But boy, if you're New York Islanders,
Oh my God.
you're up late.
Oh, I wouldn't be able to sleep tonight if I'm an Islander fan. No offense to anyone that is in this room right now.
Bucci overtime power play.
Occupancy, we can still get our puck line.
Yeah, Canes
Oh
took
yeah,
the lead.
that's a
Canes
good
took the lead
point
in
for
12 seconds. Canes tied it and took the lead in 12 seconds. And boy, that's not a barn. I bet the Islanders are feeling about 2 feet tall right now.
Pull the goaltender right away.
Occupancy, sorry, buddy.
Wall pulls the
okay.
goaltender like with 7 minutes left.
Well, right, he's gonna pull a goalie, Pearlo, but they gotta get one. They gotta get the puck on the draw. They gotta control it here. I'm not saying he's not gonna pull the goalie, but like
for sure he's gonna pull it as soon as they can get it out of the zone. Yeah.
oh my God, Biz is going off on Twitter about the Isles. You know the Isles and Butch Goring and him had that whole war this year.
I mean, this is like
Jeez,
every
I took
home,
Carolina money.
every.
Go ahead, Occupancy. Go ahead.
No,
Go ahead.
just the comment on the home teams. I mean, I think they went. Did all 8? Okay, we're waiting on Dallas and Edmonton.
Yeah, that's not looking good for Dallas right now.
But the first 6, on Saturday and Sunday, all home teams won. And look, this is what happened in the
I
Vancouver
heard the
game.
NBA was the same too.
Yeah, and the Vancouver game, they tied it up. And then all of a sudden, Nashville is just on their heels, and they get the quick one to get the lead, and they don't get to overtime.
Yeah, I thought Nashville played a better game, 45 minutes of that game than the Vancouver. But
Empty net for Carolina.
So you had
You got our puck line, Johnny.
you had 1.5.
Carolina puck line.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's why you were wanting Wah to pull the goalie.
I had Carolina puck line. I bet them plus 210 on the money line when they were down, or sorry, plus 310 on the money line when they were down 2.
Okay,
And I bet I had the over. And
Nice,
I had the
Pearlo.
over, so.
I had to draw in Islanders plus 1.5. That just ended in a matter of 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Sorry about that, Rico. Shit. We haven't been talking enough. Start calling each other again during the day. I've been just so busy.
But you can't tell me that was going to happen in this game. That was just unbelievable. I mean,
Yeah, I
the
didn't even
Islanders were up 3-1 all
I didn't even
game.
think it was going to be close. I thought this was going to
Oh,
be
it's getting rough, boys. Paul Mary's going after somebody.
Oh, dude, the Islanders, they probably want to take someone's heart out of their chest.
Oh, yeah.
This is a brutal loss for them. They were up 3-1 in this game. They should have put this game away. They should have put this game away. Dude, I'll tell you right now,
I don't think they would.
Carolina's scary if they're getting secondary scoring like they're getting here.
I don't think the Islanders win a game in this series now after this. Like, how do you come back from this?
Well, it's not over till the home team loses, right? So,
yeah. I'll be on Carolina again. I know when they're at home. So.
The Islanders played well in the first game too, and they played well in this game. It's just didn't take long for them to lose both of them.
Brutal defense.
The Islanders played good in game one, man.
Yeah, they did.
They did play good, man. They just have not gotten any.
They got pissed off because Gensel kind of fired it in the net a little bit, but I mean,
it
wasn't like a really great
shooting it in the empty net. Like, can we be done with that?
They're just finding reasons to beat them up because they're hangry because they screwed.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't do anything fucking wrong there. He iced a playoff game. Why aren't you? You're allowed to celebrate, whatever. Fuck off. That's bullshit. That's bush league.
I totally agree with you. I think it's bullshit that guys can't celebrate and do stuff like that. It's part of the hockey. It should be over with.
Matt Martin's on the ice for the face-off at center. Let's see if any shenanigans.
Apparently, Patrick Waugh doesn't think it's bullshit if he's putting Matt Martin out there. We may have lost this game, but I'm going to break somebody's arm before it's over.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Can't beat him, beat him.
Yeah, Martin Clutterbuck.
Beat him on the ice, beat him in the alley. Yeah.
And Shazikas,
hey, by the way, guys, show sponsored by Fans First Sports Network. Thanks for joining in. I know there are a lot of live streams going on with the games. There's multiple games going on. We're waiting for this Carolina-Dallas game to end. I'm assuming then has the puck dropped in Edmonton?
Oh, here we go.
It's about to drop.
I was gonna say
Matt Martin's about to drop somebody he's got somebody by their face shield.
By the way, we still have yet to have an overtime game this.
Oh, Martin's going crazy. Oh, and he's got a hold of him. Oh, but he gets ripped down. Oh, who does this?
Yeah, they're already separating him. Martin's run off. They kicked Martin out of the game. He's out.
Oh, Bertuzzo's going to the dressing room too. They probably just told him to leave.
Get in your car. You can drive back home.
Yeah. You're on the bench. You didn't do nothing but get the hell out of here because you're probably the next one on the ice.
Yeah, they're sending Mason to the showers too. He fought earlier in the game against McLean. That was actually a pretty good tilt if you guys saw that fight. Check out Hockey Fights. They have it if you haven't seen it.
That was a good fight. I did see that.
For the playoffs, man, like you don't see a lot of fights in the playoffs. So what other bets do you guys have here that you're holding on to? We've got a couple of games this evening, and then we could talk a little bit about what's going to be going on tomorrow. There's a full slate, 4 more games, man. Capitals, Rangers, Lightning, Panthers, Avalanche, Jets, Preds, Canucks. I have lines and puck lines for all those. We're back to having those, I guess. Thank you, Bleacher Report.
I got LA to beat Edmonton tonight.
I like it. Plus 145. Edmonton's lost 7 of their last 8 game ones.
And a small play on the draw as well, too. Then I got LaFerriere, Trevor Moore, goal props, Warren Fogle, your buddy Fogle Beard. You got him this.
Hope he breaks his fucking leg. Piece of shit. Just like that fucking Matt Rempe and the fucking Lafreniere. I hope he breaks his fucking leg, too. After boarding Vinny Iorio, which isn't a penalty, apparently. You can board people now. In which a game they scored a fucking goal. Dallas just scored Jamie Benn. 2-1 Dallas.
31.
Goal prop.
Goal prop. It's goal prop. I had Ben too. I have Ben over
Rico and Pearlo hit a goal scoring prop.
Jamie Benn, Wyatt Johnston.
Pearlo hit a goal scoring prop. Rico hit a goal scoring prop. There we go.
I also had a shot prop on that too, for Ben to get over 2.5 shots at plus.
Nice. He's already beat that, or
no? but he got one. He just scored a goal. So
All right, come on. This fucking game needs to get over with now. The fucking Islanders. Everybody at Borelli's in tears. I feel so bad for our friend Kim, man. Isles girl. Shout out, man.
Yeah.
The Islanders could have made this a series. They should be up 2-0 in this series. You could make an argument they could easily be. Oh, man, it's getting chippy. Chatfield and I don't know. Is that Dobson? I don't know. I can't see Chatfield. Get out of the way, zebra. Cizikas. Chatfield and Cizikas getting into it. Casey Cizikas and Chatfield getting it. Oh, Chatfield tried to score. Tried to score. He had a nice shot on goal. Varlamov made a great save with 5 seconds left. And Cizikas Cav wrestled him down like he'd wrestle a Cav you were trying to brand or something, where you kind of throw your weight.
Chatfield, the defenseman, is right down on goal at the low post trying to bang one in.
You gotta play whistle to whistle.
Are you listening? I just gave that whole play-by-play.
Yeah, I know.
You
He's
can't hear
playing
me?
for a contract. Chatfield's playing for a contract too.
Yeah.
Man. He's going to get paid in the offseason. Let it rip.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, I already called this game final on the scoreboard, but it's still not done. They're dicking around still. Did I update the Dallas score? All right. It's still long now. No, I did not. Okay. Yeah, I think if Dallas can come back and win this game, I think they're going to win this series pretty easily. I think with Pietrangelo, he's going to be a little bit vulnerable. Yep, 5-3 final. Wow. 3-goal comeback. First 3-goal comeback since 2006 for the Carolina Hurricanes. Oh, what happened that year? They won the Stanley Cup. So I'm telling you, man, this Carolina team, they look nasty. Kuznetsov looked so good for them in game 1. He was in on the first goal. He scored it, obviously. And then he was, by the way, PSA, Caps fans, that's Kuznetsov's celebration. So I don't give a shit if he does it with Carolina. Stop being bitches. Anyway, that's my thing. We're going to get Edmonton here. We're going to get the Oilers. Let's see. Yep, Oilers should be next on ESPN2 for you folks in the U.S. that are listening. So Rico and Pearlo hit a goal-scoring prop. What else do you guys have bets on tonight or the series or anything special you want to talk about? Mike, go ahead.
So I'm doubling down on everything. I had Lightning money line. I'm going to do it again tomorrow. Avs money line and Preds money line. I also got all 3 of them winning the series. Wasn't a good day 1. It's going to be a great day 2. I'm firing back.
Okay. Yeah, I think the Preds are going to be in tough. 3 minutes already gone in that Edmonton game already. 17:56:00 Kings 2 shots. Edmonton's 1. Rico liked the Kings tonight. I also like the Kings. Occupancy. Who do you got? Who do you like? What do you got going on?
Yeah. Before the March or so goal, I did jump on Dallas plus 125. So I think they should get it home, get the home win tonight. Series, I did take the Winnipeg. I know we had talked about that last week. I took the Winnipeg to win the series. I took Toronto to win the series, so I have that as well. And then I also am on Dallas to win the series. Those were the only 3 futures I took. And then, it's kind of a little lighter here, but that's
I get
sort of
scored again.
Oh, on the power play too, huh?
That was instant.
Hasn't come up for me yet, but I mean, I think Nashville can give Vancouver a run for their money. I think game 3 for Nashville, just with that hurdle.
Yeah, sorry.
No, you're good. Vancouver's funny. They do it almost feels like a European stadium a little bit. They do like the Ole chants and stuff like that, like in Vancouver. So that's a pretty good atmosphere. I'm excited for that series. I didn't know what to do with this Edmonton LA. I just didn't want to lay a lot of juice.
Hey, Occupancy, real quick. Sorry. Do you have a adjust volume for your microphone? You're just coming in a little bit staticky.
Let me
See if you can turn the volume just a little bit down or something. You're just coming in a little bit staticky. Sorry. No worries. I mean, you're coming in. I can understand everything you're saying, but it's just we're getting that noise after everything you say. Yeah, I agree, Salty, that Dallas has the best third line in the league, but it ain't going to matter if they're not beating Vegas.
Dallas
Oh,
scored.
oh, that was a beauty.
Who
Wanna hit
scored?
this over in the first period.
Dallas.
Who was the goal scorer?
Robertson.
All
Beard,
right.
any better, Beard, or
You
no?
sound 100,000,000% better.
Better.
All right.
Way
That
better.
was an
That's better.
unplug and plug in situation.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it was just static. Maybe just was out a little ways or something. Yeah. Perfect,
Yeah.
man. You sound great. Yeah, I've never had problems with your audio, so just wanted to hold you there. We were 20
No
minutes
worries.
in.
No worries at all. Yeah, Beard, what about you? What are your playoff thoughts?
Yeah, I'd like to see Kelly Sutherland get hit by a fucking dump truck.
Yeah.
You know, I thought that first period in the Caps Rangers game was one of the worst officiated games. The stuff they called is not playoff penalties. And in the second period, they forgot what a penalty was. And they missed two really blatant calls, I thought. All in all, though, I feel like the Rangers deserved to win the game, and probably the final score would have been 2-1 Kreider's goal. But the Caps, would have been in the game the whole game, because I think the 2 goals should have been disallowed because of fucking offensive penalties the Rangers committed. And you can't convince me that when you board somebody from behind and you knock them into the boards and you break their thing, it's not a penalty. I don't care if the fucking guy doesn't mean to do it on purpose. It's a penalty. You know what I'm saying? So I don't care. And I know a lot of people were on. I've heard nobody from ESPN say it was a penalty. I'm sorry, it's a penalty. You hit a guy from behind with space between the boards. It's boarding. It's cross checking. It's one of those things. So, and then I thought the elbow to the head of Beck Malenstein, who's not a diver, he's a fourth line block shot, grit guy. I thought it was a penalty. I don't care if Rempe's 29 million feet tall. So it's abundantly clear they want this. Ovechkin was tripped blatantly, didn't call it in the third period. I mean, they're just really fucking horrific officiating that was very one-sided toward the Rangers, other than I thought the Rempe call in the first was awful. But they made up for the rest of the game by not calling like double minors and majors. I thought the boarding call was a borderline major. The guy is injured and probably out. Anyway, I don't know what happened in the NHL. They called the ticky-tack bullshit, but missed the shit that should be getting called. That's what I don't understand about how they're reffing the playoffs right now. Let the ticky-tack bullshit go and maybe call the shit where a guy gets checked, boarded into the boards and breaks his collarbone and is going to miss the rest of the fucking playoffs. Now, fortunately for the Caps, they're going to get Nick Jensen, hopefully, and Rasmus Sandin back. Probably Rush back, I'm assuming, because of, said injury to Ario. He's not coming back. I'm sure he broke his collarbone, which sucks because he's a young kid. And I actually thought Alexiev and the Caps, they played pretty well against a much more talented Rangers team. So that's just my 2 cents. I'm not going to rant about the Caps anymore, but that's all I got for my playoff thing. I mean, I thought, I'll tell you this too, Ted, I think that this is, if I'm a Winnipeg Jets fan, I'm a little bit scared because Colorado's goalie could have probably not been in net and that score might not have changed. But I'm really nervous. Hellebuck has notoriously not been good in the playoffs. And I know he was incredibly good. I know he was
David just wicked shit.
I know that Hellebuck is incredibly talented. At least during the regular season, he's been ridiculous. But so Edmonton scored there. Yeah, Zach Hyman. That was a great move by McDavid. Not much you could do there defensively. Trevor Moore, all you can do is shake your head, buddy. You knew that was going to be the case. if Edmonton was going to break that 1-3-1 early, they were going to do it with some ridiculous skill move like McDavid there. But yeah, so I mean that game, I'm a little concerned. But the Jets, I mean, I think a lot of people were sleeping on the Jets. I think a lot of people were sleeping on the Vancouver Canucks, and I think Vancouver, they played a very calm, disciplined game against, I think, a team with a lot more playoff experience when you got O'Reilly and Shin and then, notoriously Philip Forsberg doesn't show up in the playoffs, and of course he didn't. So I wouldn't be too concerned if I'm Vancouver. I think we're going to see Vancouver Edmonton in the second round. I think nobody's going to give Vancouver a chance, and that's a mistake. So, because I think they're a better team, but we'll see.
So, does anyone think Hellebuck gets overused in the regular season? He just hits the ball tired.
I thought they played him less this year because Brossoit was good for them, Mike. I thought he played some good games. I don't know, Rico, you watch a lot of Peg games, don't you? I watch a lot of Jets too. This year I did watch a lot of them because they were good. But I saw Brossoit an equal number of times that I saw Hellebuck. What'd you see, Rico? You watch them pretty regular.
Yeah, they mostly played Brossoit in the back-to-backs. Just Hellebuck wasn't really hurt, so he did play a lot of games, but it didn't seem like he played as many this year as he has in previous years. Like they used to run him out there like a lot more than they did this year, but yeah, I think you notice him because he's not often injured. He's usually a guy that starts a lot of games every year.
Yeah, I think he's one of those guys that likes the higher numbers too, Mike. He's an older school guy. Like Lundqvist wanted to play 60, 65 games a season. Notoriously didn't want to come out of the net. I mean, you could say it affected his career, but I think everybody would argue that Henrik Lundqvist is the only reason the Rangers were good in the playoffs for a lot of years. And I think essentially you're talking about, like they just didn't get the secondary scoring they needed to win. They didn't match up against LA when they were in the finals against them. I don't think you put anything on Lundqvist. That's my opinion. Maybe if you played 10 games last, you're going to tell me you'd be more athletic in there. I don't know. They might not have been there too. So what were you going to say?
Lundqvist, didn't he have like 40 saves a game in that cup final or something like that? Something ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, he did. They didn't lose because of him.
Yeah.
They just didn't get scoring. Alec Martinez scored the game winner in double overtime or something?
Yep.
Yeah. So
Hellebuck also, he gets really upset when you don't play him. He's that kind of goaltender. Like,
I think that's pretty much what I said like 5 minutes ago, that he likes to be played a lot.
No, it's more than like to. He gets really upset, like really upset in the room and all that stuff like that. He gets pissed. Very upset.
Yeah, he's kind of a throwback, though. You know what I'm saying? Like those older goalies like Brodeur and shit never wanted to come out of the net is what I'm saying. So he's like a throwback.
Yeah. Yeah, most guys are like, okay, well, I don't like it and I want to play. But there's not too many goalies that really just get pissed, like seriously pissed at the coach. He's one of them. He gets really mad. So.
Yeah. Kevin Fiala had a pretty good chance right after that scoring chance. I think if he just shot it a split second earlier, they might have been talking about 1-1 here, but it got blocked by the defenseman's stick. So I haven't disliked LA's game from what I've seen. They're getting the puck in. That was a penalty they didn't call. Guy totally interfered with the guy in the corner. All right, whatever. I guess you don't. You're wearing orange in Edmonton tonight, you're not going to get any bad calls. Yeah, so let's talk about tomorrow's games real quick, even though we got two going on tonight. Okay, Caps Rangers. Caps plus 230. I'm betting it. This is the most important game of the year for the Caps. How many times did I say that? They got even this series. I didn't think they got outplayed that badly. I thought that pass from Jimmy Vesey was incredible. Work behind the net. They got it right over to Rempe. Good goal. No problems with the first one. The other two I thought should have been disallowed. Caps could have been in this game 1-1 late. I feel like if those calls go the other way, Ovechkin gets tripping call he drew that he should have been blatantly drawn. Like I said, I think the Caps can make a game out of it. What do you guys think? Rico, Pearlo will go around the circle.
Yeah, I think the Caps can make a game. It will be close, but it is feeling like a must win for the Caps. I mean, if the Rangers win this, they hold serve, they go 2-0. You don't lose a series till you lose at home. So, I mean, I think the Rangers will probably win the game, but it'll be close. If Washington wins it, it'll be really, really tight. So I think the Rangers go back to Washington 2-1, and Washington at least gets one back home out of the two there.
You mean 1-1? So you think the Caps win tomorrow? The Rangers only win.
Yeah, I think the Rangers win tomorrow and go up 2-0. Then Washington at least wins one back at home.
Okay. Pearlo, what do you think? Huh?
Oilers scored again. Scored again. Enrique. Well, I was higher on the Capitals than most people going into this series. But I want to see Jensen in there tomorrow.
If Nick Jensen, my wife's in, she's chiming in from Arizona. She's like, Rangers win tomorrow. Sorry, Pearlo.
Yeah.
That Matthews goal was nice, by the way, Rico.
I don't know if I'm going to do it, but I'll go maybe like plus 1.5 for Washington or something like that. But if Jensen is in, there's something about the Rangers I just don't trust them in the playoffs. And maybe that changes with Laviolette now and they become more consistent and they do the things you need to do to win. But like you were saying earlier, they have a tendency to get into perimeter play and overpassing and all that. And if you do that against that Washington team, you're going to be in trouble. So, and that's going to be a desperate Washington team. So I wouldn't be surprised if they win that game at all. I wouldn't be surprised.
Also, speaking of Washington, before we go to occupancy, Caps call up Andrew Cristall from the OHL. He's going to go play with the Hershey Bears in the playoffs, so that's cool. I guess he had 111 points for Sarnia this year. I think I have that right, Rico? Anyway, you could let me know. Occupancy, go ahead. Give us your thoughts on Caps Rangers.
Yeah, this game, there's an old school radio bit that basically says tight games are going to be under 5 goals and under 50 shots. This game had 5 goals and 52 shots. It's not a high, not a run and gun game. This is a low, tight game with good defense and good goalies. I kind of see the same thing. I kind of see, you got Shesterkin in one end, lights out. I think it's 9 in a row or something. He hasn't let up more than 2. So, you could look at a Caps team total under, but that's going to be heavily juiced. Ultimately, I don't know who wins this game. To be honest, I really don't. But I know I'm not laying minus 300 for anything. So it's ultimately going to be a pass for me for a side, but I could get interested in an under.
Yeah, and booking Alexander Ovechkin goal. I don't know how many times he's been held without a shot, even though he had shots. They just shot attempts. They didn't make it to net or whatever. He passed the puck a couple of times too, where I was like, shoot it, Ovi. Like, what are you doing? Almost like he was like fucking buddies with Shesterkin or something, like you didn't want to blast him one. Mike, what do you got here on this game, Capitals Rangers?
I think it's going to be an ugly one. I think we're going to get a bunch of greasy goals. I am actually going to take the Caps. I do like the under, but I don't think superstars are scoring. I think we're going to get a couple of third liners pumping pucks in the net.
Well, good. I'll take anybody. Nick Dowd, baby. That's a goal scoring prop if I ever saw one, Rico. All right, well, let's jump right into Lightning Panthers. Ooh, that was a great game, man. And I thought the Lightning hung in tough the whole time. I thought I think they had a couple posts and things could have went the other way. But ultimately, I thought the better team won. Who do you like here, Rico?
I like Tampa. I took Tampa at plus 160 to win the series, so I'm going to pick Tampa to win this game against Florida and even up the series going back home.
Okay. Pearlo, what do you got here? Panthers.
It's definitely a Tampa spot. I'm not on. I took Florida to win the series, but it's definitely a Tampa spot. They should come out with a lot of desperation, but I don't think it's going to be easy. I like a draw here. I think this is going to be close.
Okay.
Really close.
Well, let's get an overtime game for fucking crying out loud too, right?
This feels like a draw, and then either one of them. I probably won't take a side, but I could. If I had to, I would do what Rico did and take the plus money on Tampa for sure.
I mean, that's why we watch playoff hockey is overtimes. Yeah, thank you, Pearlo. Occupancy, go ahead, man.
Yeah, I got to watch this game. It was an early game over the weekend, and I was pretty impressed with Florida's play here. This is a 3-1 puck line game actually, and Stamkos I think scores with 30 seconds left or something. So the scoreboard shows it. 10. He had 10 seconds on the clock with that one. You can't take anything away from him. He's still got an NHL goal, but Florida could have covered their puck line here. I like Florida here. I mean, I'm goalie Bob and Vasilevsky is a great duel. You got good forwards all around. Reinhardt's getting back, on the board. Kachuk 2 points. These are the guys who you expect to contribute and are contributing. And I'm just worried about Tampa's depth. I mean, you got the high-powered, players top two, and I know they brought in Duclair and Dumba, and they got.
Yeah, Duclair's looked incredible for them.
Yeah, but I am worried. I am worried that Florida is just line for line.
Washington.
Tougher.
Sorry.
So I'd be looking at the Florida in regulation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love it. You're like me. I watched the game. I definitely thought Florida deserved to win.
Yeah.
But Tampa, we're just never going to count them out until they don't. It's Tampa. Mike, what do you got here? Lightning. Just don't fucking start, Rico.
I like the Lightning, but they can't be cute. They were shoot the puck. It's Bobby. You can't get 15 shots and get 4 goals. You got to just shoot the puck. It's got to happen.
You like Florida?
I'm taking Tampa, but I need 30 shots on net from them. I think they have 21 shots last game, 22 shots.
Yeah, remember Florida blocks a lot of shots, though. They play a good team D. So let's jump right in. And hey, Mike, I'm gonna let you go with this one because we're halfway through tomorrow's game. So I'm gonna let you lead off first with this one. Avalanche Jets. I thought the most exciting game of the weekend. I mean, you couldn't turn away from the screen or you'd have missed 3 goals, except for the second period. You could have totally took a nap during that one. But 6 goals scored in the first and 7 scored in the third. So what do you got here in Avalanche Jets?
I think both goalies bounce back. I don't think we're going to see a football score again. I am taking the Avs, but I'm looking at like a 3-2 game. I think both goalies return back to normal.
Okay.
There's no way we repeat that process.
Well, the one if both goalies turn back to normal, one team's probably getting worked anyway because Alexander Georgiev is not him. What do you think, Teddy? What do you got here? Occupancy. Who do you have? Avalanche Jets. What do you like in this?
I'll be quick with this one. I'm not getting involved. I took my Winnipeg series.
Yep, I like it.
I think I don't want to try to chase.
No, I love it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stick with Winnipeg in the series and see how it goes.
Yeah. So I just appreciate you being honest with everybody and telling them you won't bet on these games because I actually think that's a wise choice for some of these. Pearlo, what do you like? Avalanche Jets.
Yeah, I'm me. I bet on every game pretty much, but it's just the sizing is different.
Yeah, that's
I might throw a little bit on this. But I'm going back to the draws again here. I think after both of those, see the thing with Winnipeg is if they can shut down Colorado, that's the way they're going to win. And Colorado, even if you do shut them down, they're going to score their goals. So to me, this feels like a 3-3 type game here. I think probably Winnipeg gets up early, and then as soon as Colorado opens it up, I think Winnipeg's going to have trouble, especially later on in this series, because I don't think their bottom three defensemen are very good, and I think they're going to be worn down. I love their top three, but that's what I think is going to happen, and I think that's going to happen later on in most games playing against Colorado as well. So I think like a 3-3, and I'm not on the under here. I might be on the over every game in this series, to tell you the honest truth. I don't think Colorado's going to ever start playing a 1-3-1 and shutting anybody down. That's not their game. It's not what they're built like, and it's not what their captain is. So I see a 3-3, maybe exact score 4-3, something like that. It's not going to be like 7-6 like it was before, but I still think there'll be goals.
Go ahead, Rico.
Yeah, I got the Jets in this series, but I think the Jets are going to win Game 7 at home in this series. So I know the last game, Colorado came out firing, man, and then Winnipeg just got some easy ones on Gorgiev, and Colorado was chasing that game, and then Winnipeg started to wake up a little bit. So I expect the same intensity out of Colorado next game. Maybe a little better performance between their posts, whether it's Gorgiev or Annunen, or is that your backup?
Yeah, Annunen, yeah.
Annunen or something, yeah. So, I mean, I think they're just going to hit the reset button there, and I think Colorado's going to win this one. They'll probably split the game.
I'd play the kid.
Yeah.
I'd play the kid. If he's healthy, I would not play Georgiev.
Short leash for sure.
Georgiev did not let in a good goal. I thought 4 of the goals he let in.
I do it game 3. I would keep it Gorgiev game 2, and then when he gets the home rink boost, young kid, let him play in front of his fans.
Okay. Yeah.
Do it game 3, but
okay. Well,
unless the Jets pop in like 3 or 4 in the first period, then of course you're gonna sit Gorgiev down, but.
Yeah, he does not have a long leash. I think if you're down 3-0, you're out. Okay, Preds Canucks, Mike, you going back for the redo with the Nashville Preds?
I said this show fade me, but I am going back to the Preds.
Okay.
I actually think Forsberg, for once in his career, is going to score a goal in the playoffs. I think Ryan O'Reilly is just going to put Forsberg on his back. Somehow it's going to be the two of them. They're each going to get 2 points. And it's going to be another grinder.
Right on.
I'm also 0 for 4 in these bets. So.
Yep, that you said fade you, man. If people are listening to the podcast and not watching live, fade Mike. He fucking sucks. He has Degenerate Gambler in his name. Right now he's telling you don't listen to him. Okay, but we've got 3 other voices that do a lot of research and stuff. So, Ted, let's see what you got here, Occupancy. Rock one for this Preds Canucks. You touching this game?
Yeah, I'm going to touch this one. I like Vancouver. I didn't like how they ended their season, but then I've been liking how they're putting it together. They're throwing Zadorov laid a huge check last night, laid someone out. They're playing tough in the crease. JT Miller, if he gets going, he almost had a couple goals. He just missed. Quinn Hughes is lightning. The guy's awesome. You're getting Lindholm to score. Oh man, Vegas just scored. I don't know. I think I would back Nashville in game 3, Bridgestone Arena. I just think the home teams are, I don't know. I mean, Dallas right now, right, is the only one who's might not win the first home game. So I just think there's like a home advantage. But yeah, I was looking to maybe parlay Vancouver and Florida. That's a plus 142 for tomorrow. Because I think it could go to OT, and don't really want to lay minus 170. But ultimately, yeah, I kind of like Vancouver here.
All right, cool. I like the Canucks as well. Rico, who you like here, buddy?
I'd probably take a little play on the draw. Game will probably be pretty tight. If not, maybe just a little sprinkle on Nashville. I mean, they played pretty good in that game. Saros played good. And Saros and Demko, you could pretty much coin flip that they can steal a game any night of the week. So you want to just bet a little more on Vancouver to make the same, or just throw a little less down on Nashville. I think Nashville's going to come a little more competitive in this game. So I'll take a little flyer on the Preds in this one.
Pearlo, you're the final word, my man. Who do you got?
If I was going to bet the side, I'd probably go with Nashville here. It's just to make that correct spot, but I'm sort of like with Occupancy. It's hard to, because they got a very young team in Nashville. They got a couple, veteran guys there, but for the most part in their bottoms, they have never played before. Vancouver's got never played in the playoffs before, very little. And Vancouver's just got more veteran depth all the way through. So it's kind of hard to
get higher talent too, Pearlo. I think higher talent.
Well, yeah, because the kids in Nashville, they probably are going to be really talented, but they're kids, so they got a much more veteran team that's more established. So that's why I took Vancouver to win the series. But in this one, what I do like, though, I think Nashville will come balls out in the first period. I like both teams to score in the first period and first period over. That's my favorite play in that one. I think you'll see scoring early, and then it may settle down after that.
And Dakota Joshua is going to get paid in the offseason.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I heard Canuck fans are already saying they lost him. Yeah, who drafted him, by the way, again, Rico? Who drafted him?
Toronto in 2014.
Dubas got rid of him because he didn't like him or something? Too big, too strong?
I mean, they're 7 now, so it took them, 8 years to figure it out. You can't hang on to the guy that long.
Okay. I'm just saying, I always love rubbing it into the rock salt like an open wound with Leaf fans. When they draft, if they had just kept all the guys they drafted instead of trading guys and signing Tavares, they'd have Marchment, Joshua. That lineup would be like unbelievable.
Hyman.
Yeah. And Kim Johnson and Kasperi Kapanen, and the list goes on. And Connor Brown and these superstars.
Okay. Fair enough. I get it. You let go of some good ones too, some bad ones to let go. Or some good ones to let go. I get it. We're not rubbing. Let's jump into the final thoughts, man. Why don't you just kick it off for the night, Pearlo, and we'll go around and we'll finish with our friend Mike. Just give us your final thoughts so far in the playoffs. No overtimes yet. I'm so disappointed.
Yeah, I'm not really seeing much surprises so far. It's kind of going pretty much the way I figured it would, except I really didn't think Toronto was going to win a single game in Boston, so that kind of changes things up for me. But I don't think they're going to be able to keep that up either. They have. Their forwards are helping their defense so much.
Really, Pearlo, you don't think I thought they've played terrible. I think Toronto has played 2 really bad games.
I don't think they played great, but the forwards were playing for their defense in that game. And they were getting tired in a lot of areas, but they got through. And Samsonov played well. So
I thought Samsonov played well the first game too. I don't I know Hot Take was down bad on him, but I thought he did not let in a goal that was all that egregious. I mean, Rico, where are you at on this? And Pearlo, if I interrupt, did you finish your final thought on the playoffs?
Pretty much okay. The only thing that so far that seems like a surprise to me was that Samsonov really has been playing fairly well. That's about the only surprise so far.
I mean, he did win round 1 last year for them against the Tampa Bay Lightning. So we have such short-term memory here. Rico, what do you got for your final thought?
I just want to know what all of Toronto is talking about today. What the hell is going on with William Nylander? And you know what? Nobody talks about injuries during the playoffs. Not even lower body, upper body sometimes. And I think it just drove people in the GTA and Toronto, Greater Toronto area just nuts. And then it just set everybody off because Keith thought he was just going to blow it under the rug. Okay, we're not telling anybody what's going on. And then people are just assuming that it's personal or because it happened in game 82, like he played that game.
I know what he did.
Yeah.
Got caught doing an 8-ball off a hooker's ass.
I mean, apparently the word was it's an upper body. And then people started joking around about Corey Perry, like Bedard's mom kind of stuff. It was just like nuts, man. The day just took on a freaking story of its own today, man. But apparently Jay Swish there from Hockey Night in Scottsdale, apparently the People's Insider there, he said apparently it's an upper body injury sustained in game 82 of the series. And he was skating this morning skate, but then he skated with the scratches at the end of practice.
For him to not feel good enough to go in a playoff game, he's dinged up. I don't know how anybody thinks it's anything else.
And you know what pisses me off about that is they played their whole roster against Tampa and Florida in the last 2 games of the year to try to get Matthews' 70th. Plus Nylander was sitting 2 points away from 100. So they could not have played those guys in those last 2 games, and it probably wouldn't have been. Anything happens like this kind of shit, you lose Nylander, and that team looks totally different. Like without Nylander, you got your top scoring winger on the team that's out.
Yeah, and he could be matching up against their second or third line too, which that's beneficial.
I mean, Toronto-Boston's going to 7. That's my takeaway, my final thought. It's going to be a great series. And Mike the Boston DJ, man, I hope we get game 7 so we could cheer each other on and best man wins, best team wins, and that series is going to go the distance. It's just going to be pandemonium. And if the Leafs go to Boston game 7, I can't see the Leafs winning that game.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I seen that team be capable this year, so I think they could, but I know that they don't have the culture there to win games they should.
Yeah. Oh, dude, you know what? Hot Take posted a video tonight while we were watching the game. I don't know if you saw it, but a play where Marner, the puck went into the corner and Marner danced around the defender to like get away from the puck because he knew he was going to be hit. That sold me on Marner. Do not re-sign him. Do not bring this guy back. I think
they need to trade him.
Get rid of him. Get him to waive his no trade because we lost that right July 1st to make our own decision on that last July. So get him to waive it. Figure something out with that guy after.
Yeah, just ask him where he wants to go. Mitch, where do you want to play?
Absolutely,
we'll trade you there.
Because if that video starts circling around Twitter, which it will in the next day or two, that is unbelievable, man.
Yep, I know, man. I saw a little bit of it. He was going off a little bit, but yeah, pretty rough, dude. Teddy, let's go Occupancy. Give us your final thoughts, my man. I hope we didn't keep you too long.
No, it's all good. Look, my final thoughts are not going to be criticizing NHL coaches, even though I want to so bad because I think some of these goalie start decisions are shit.
Ullmark.
I think Kochetkov should be in there, but again, I don't want to.
Freddie Anderson has played well though,
but the first
goal, he stole game 1 for him. Occupancy.
Yeah, but I think Kochekhov's aggression might have made these games a little. Anyway, I don't want to get into that for my final thoughts, but I'm not an NHL coach, obviously. So these guys know what they're doing, obviously. But my final thoughts are honestly, NHL playoffs is where the truth comes out. You see the herd thin, and you see these teams separate. You see the best just smash the weak, and this is what's happening. For teams like the Islanders, the Capitals, and Nashville, I'll be looking at Game 3 for their 1 wins. I think those teams get gentlemen's sweep out of the playoffs. I don't think those series will be close. And the fans can enjoy the 1 win, the first home game, but I think Carolina, New York Rangers, Vancouver, and Edmonton are just gonna gentlemen sweep the other ones out, and then the other series will be close. But I think the playoff time is a good time because you kind of see these 2 levels, and that's all. That's my final thoughts. I think you see the 2 levels.
Pearlo, why don't you just read what you tweeted out? and then I'll let Mike go.
Look at Vegas born playing like champions when it counts.
Yeah.
That's what I tweeted out.
Poor fucking Dallas,
Just like
man.
that,
I feel
boom.
bad for Pavelski and Suter, and I'd like to see those guys win a Stanley Cup, but
Well, Dallas has played awesome, but Wyatt Johnson's a kid. Stankhoven's a kid. Like, you're asking these guys to just all of a sudden Mark Stone's inserted into the lineup and Hurdle and Hannafin's on that team. And, like, Vegas sitting Dorofiev and Amadio tonight because that's just they can't make the top 9.
yeah, no.
Jeez. They didn't even start Aiden Hill tonight.
Speaking of which, before Mike goes here, did you see what Tom Gulitti tweeted out? Final shot attempts were 110 for the Hurricanes, 28 for the Islanders.
What?
Yeah.
That's insane, man.
Yeah.
Do you does Patrick Waugh go with Sorokin game 3 or you stick with Varlamov?
You gotta go with Sorokin, I think.
I think you try Sorokin.
Yeah, you gotta go.
After that last wraparound goal,
watch Sorokin come in and shut him out, and get him up 3-0, 3 games to 2, and go to game 6 to win it in Long Island. I'm telling you, man, I wouldn't sleep. If I'm the Carolina, I'm walking away like we are lucky we're not down 0-2. Quite frankly, if Freddie Anderson didn't stand on his head in game 1, and quite honestly, some things had to go right for Carolina tonight, Islanders should have won this game outright easily. Mike, give us your final thoughts.
They could have won both.
Yep. Yeah. So go first to Rico. It's tradition. Bruins, Maple Leafs, we go game 7. You guys have us up the middle. It's not even close. Matthews is going to come through for you game 7. This is your year. Things I want to look at, I think Georgiev returns back to a couple years ago's form. I actually think he gets rid of this 8-9 goals against and becomes a useful goaltender again, which is why I think he's going to take everything over the Jets. My biggest concern for this playoffs is I hope we keep at Boston, we keep rotating goalies, but we've already kind of addressed it. I think the Islanders have been the better team. They got to find a way to score. I don't know. I think the Islanders actually pull this off, but I do think you need Sorokin in net.
Yeah, I love it, Mike. Hey, everybody. We really appreciate you. We're going to be back here tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern. Me, Pearlo, and Rico. We had Monday with Occupancy and Mike, the Degenerate gambler from Boston. We're so happy to have Mike and Occupancy in on Mondays. I wanted to remind everybody, Wednesday, we've got Johnny Lazarus, New York Rangers beat reporter, also Daily Faceoff, and I think he works for Bleacher Report. He does some stuff for the NHL. He's a jack of all trades. He's a super great guy. So Johnny Lazarus, and also same night, we're getting a beat reporter and team of Emerald City Kraken Hockey Podcast, RJ Eskinos and Dylan Travers. Dylan's a former NHL scout. RJ's a full-time Seattle Kraken beat reporter. So we're going to talk playoff hockey. We'll talk a little bit of Kraken with the boys, but I promised them this time we're going to talk the entire NHL. We got draft. See where they think I think the Kraken have a slim possibility to get a top 10 pick. They could be if they won Macklin Celebrini, whoa, what a coup that would be for them and their burgeoning team. But it's going to be great. We're going to have an awesome time. We appreciate everybody. Getting a lot of people on Twitter, and I really appreciate it. You guys always can chime in on Twitter. And we're getting people from the Instagram side. I didn't check the Instagram tonight, but we had a couple of people in. So I appreciate you guys on the Insta side, also on Twitch occasionally. And so I really appreciate you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for coming to the NHL Nightly Hockey Podcast. Peace.